What's going on, guys? HK Titan here with a brand new video for you guys. And first things first, as always, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. So in today's video, we are going to be doing another Bloons Tower Defense 6 tier list. So for today's tier list, we are going to be redoing our Chimps tier list for the simple fact that that tier list wasn't complete. It was completely my fault because I did not realize that the Engineer Monkey as well as the Dartling Gunner was not included. On top of that, if I'm going to be doing a Chimps tier list, I might as well include the heroes as well. So what I did is I went ahead and I made my own tier list to include every single tower in Bloons Tower Defense 6. That way we can go ahead and get a in-depth tier list for you guys. Now, another thing that I went ahead and included is I did include a couple more ranks to go ahead and add a little bit of differences with the tier list. That way you guys will know what tower is the best and what tower is absolutely the worst to use in Chimps. So now that we went ahead and covered that, the first thing that we're going to be starting off with is we're going to be starting off with the Balloonmaster Alchemist. Now, in yesterday's tier list, you guys had a big issue with the BMA because for the simple fact that the Balloonmaster Alchemist actually causes you to lose money in Chimps mode because you do not get the money from the Moab balloon that the Balloonmaster Alchemist actually pops. So that being said, and after doing a little bit of careful consideration, I went ahead and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give you guys that one, and I'm gonna go ahead and lower down the Balloonmaster Alchemist from where I previously had it down to a C tier. Now I do know that the BMA is very good to use because it can do a lot of damage to BFBs, Moab balloons, as well as the OMGs. But at the same time, because it costs us money in Chimps, we're gonna go ahead and lower it down to a C tier. Alright guys, the next thing that we're going to be looking at is going to be the middle pathway banana farm. We're instantly going to put this into an F tier for the simple fact that you do not gain you will not gain extra lives. On top of that, you cannot make money using the banana farm. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the bomb blitz. Now the bomb blitz, you guys really didn't agree too much with my position for it in the previous tier list, but at the same time, I think I'm going to hold the position as an A tier tower for the simple fact that the bomb blitz is one of the towers for Chimps modes that I feel like it won't be used to its full potential, because in order for the bomb blitz to be used to its full potential, you need to lose lives, and unfortunately in Chimps mode you only get 1 life. So I will say this, that the bomb blitz is definitely a really good tower, but at the same time I would generally try to stick more towards the tier 4 recursive cluster opposed to upgrading it all the way to the bomb blitz. Bottom upgrade path boomer. In our previous tier list, I set him as a B tier tower. I'm actually going to move him up to an A tier tower because we added a couple more tiers here. The reason why I'm going to move him up to an A tier tower is because there are a lot of Chimps strategies out there that the bottom tier boomer can actually help out with, because of the amount of stall that the bottom upgrade path boomer can actually provide to your strategies. So that being said, I do believe that the bottom upgrade path Boomerang Monkey definitely holds a spot in the A tier classification. Now let's just go ahead and take a look at the Crossbowmaster. Now the Crossbowmaster is a very good tower to use in Chimps mode. It's a super cheap tier 5, and on top of that, it is super viable all the way up until mid-round 80s. So the fact that the Crossbowmaster is usable all the way up until round I give it until round 85 before it really starts to like drop down in power, but at the same time you can buff it and it can do quite a bit of damage. So that being said, I'm actually going to move the Crossbowmaster up to an A tier, much similar to the bomb blitz and the Boomerang Monkey. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and look at the Avatar of Wrath. Now, for the Avatar of Wrath, I am going to keep it in the S tier position for the simple fact that it is such a good tower to use it in Chimps mode. On top of the fact that it's so easy to use, and the fact that it's super strong when you pair it with Oben, a monkey village, and you also have 6 or 5 other druids there. The Avatar of Wrath is one of the best strategies in Bloons Tower Defense 6. I know a couple of you guys really didn't agree too much with it, but at the same time, I'm going to keep it in the S tier classification just for the simple fact that it is a very easy strategy for newer players to Balloons Tower Defense 6 to use. On top of that, it allows you to start getting used to playing Chimps modes, and once you get super confident with the Avatar of Wrath, then you can go ahead and start branching out to other strats. So that being said, the Avatar of Wrath, in my opinion, will always stay in S-Class Tower for Chimps modes. The Xxl Trap Engineer. Now, I do know that the Balloon Trap Engineer did receive a update in the most recent patch, but at the same time, the Xxl Trap and the Balloon Trap, I just don't feel like they've had enough of a rework to make them super viable in Chimps mode. I do know that the Balloon Trap can help a little bit in the earlier rounds of Chimps mode, but at the same time, I just feel like there really isn't a position for the Balloon Trap and Engineer yet in Chimps mode. So the next tower we're going to look at is we are going to look at the Glue Gunner upgraded to Moab Glue. Of course, if we throw the Boomer under the A tier classification, I will be throwing the Moab Glue in there as well, just because of the amount of stall that it does provide your compositions. Now, this was really hard for me to rework because I almost wanted to place these two towers under the S tier classification because they do make a lot of Chimp strategies easier, but at the same time, I don't feel like they're easy for newer players to Balloons Tower Defense 6 to use, but at the same time, once you start getting more experience in Balloons Tower Defense 6, I definitely feel like these two towers will move up in the tiers up to an S tier and maybe even a double S tier as you guys start getting better at Balloons Tower Defense 6. Comanche Commander. Now, since I did the tier list yesterday, I went ahead and I did some testing with the Comanche Commander. And from what I've noticed during my testing, I think the Comanche Commander might have some potential for some Chimp strats. That being said, I'm still going to do a little bit of testing during my free time to see exactly what the Comanche Commander is capable to do. That being said, I'm going to move him up where I had him down low, all the way up to a B tier, just from the couple of tests that I ended up doing with the Comanche Commander. Next tower that we're going to look at is we're going to look at the Icicle Impale. Now, I know I have the Moab Glue and the bottom up upgrade path Boomer under the A tier, but because the Icicle Impale not only stalls, but it also does damage to Moab balloons, I'm going to move the Icicle Impale up to an S tier for the simple fact that it does damage. On top of that, it provides an insane amount of stall for your strategies in Balloons Tower Defense 6. So in my opinion, the Icicle Impale is definitely going to be an S tier class tower. Bottom upgrade path Monkey Ace. Now I know the Flying Fortress is not useful in Chimps modes, but the tier 4 Spectre most certainly is. That being said, I do believe that the Spectre is one of the better upgrade paths to go for, much similar to the Crossbowmaster. The Spectre is one of those towers that you can get early game in order to allow you to save up money for different towers, allowing you to progress further in Chimps and actually get some more powerful towers on the field during the late game. Alright guys, let's just go ahead and look at the bottom upgrade path Monkey Buccaneer. I'm going to go ahead and throw that under the double F class because I don't really find any use for it currently in Chimps mode, but if they did a little bit of rework to where it would actually allow you to buff like the carrier flagship, or if it allowed you to buff the monkey or the pirate lord, I feel like the bottom upgrade path Monkey Buccaneer definitely needs a little bit of a rework in order for it to be viable in Chimps mode. Sub Commander. So we are again in a position where this may be a low S tier, high A tier. I do know that there are a lot of chimp strats that revolve around the sub commander, but by itself, much similar to the Avatar of Wrath. This tower is not as strong as we would like it to be because it did recently get nerfed. But at the same time, if you base your entire strat around the sub commander, I do believe that the sub commander is still an S tier class tower. It's just that you need to buff the sub commander just a little bit in order to make him a lot more viable in Chimps mode. Bottom upgrade path, the Monkey Village. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that under a double F tier. As of right now, I don't really see a use for this tower in Chimps mode. It's just way too expensive in order for it to be viable in Chimps as of right now. Next tower we're going to look at is the Blue Incineration. Now with the Blue Incineration, or it's not the Blue Incineration specifically that we're looking at, we're more looking at the Shattering Shells. The Shattering Shells is a great tower to use in Chimps because it will allow you to easily progress through the higher rounds of Chimps mode, because it will rip off the reinforcement from reinforced Moab balloons, reinforced BFBs. Unfortunately, it does not strip off the reinforcement from ZOMGs or DDTs, but at the same time, this tower right here by itself will make round 98 much easier to actually complete. Master Bomber. Now, I haven't had a chance to do my testing with the Master Bomber as of now, but I will place it under the B tier classification because I have heard of a couple of different strats as of the new patch where the Master Bomber is actually useful. That being said, I really can't speak too much on the Master Bomber as of right now until I do more testing on him. The Elite Defender. Now, the Elite Defender is not a bad tower by any means, but at the same time, I do believe that it is not the best tower to go for in Chimps mode, because in order for the Elite Defender to be more efficient, I do believe that you need to have straight pathways on the map, and even then, when you do have these straight pathways, the Elite Defender can only be have a strong popping power during a set period of time during each round. Like I said, that being said, I do believe the Elite Defender is a very good tower, but at the same time, we're going to go ahead and classify it under a C tier tower as of right now. Perma Spike. Now, I'm going to keep the Perma Spike under the S tier classification, simply for the fact that this is one of the towers in the game that if you kind of have a weak main strat, if you throw a Perma Spike in the very back of the map, it will allow you to kind of experiment with different strategies in Bloons Tower Defense 6. So again, that being said, the Perma Spike is 100% going to be an S tier class tower for me, myself, and I. Next tower we're going to look at is going to be the bottom upgrade path super, the Legend of the Night. Now, I do know that ever since one of the recent updates where they gave the Dark Knight the ability to teleport, the Dark Knight has become a little bit more viable in Chimps. Now, that being said, I also know that they also buffed the Dark Knight ever so slightly. So I believe that the Dark Knight, I'm going to go ahead and move him from where I previously had him. I'm going to move him up to a B tier because he was recently buffed, making him a little bit more viable in Chimps mode. Plus, at the same time, the ability to teleport a tower is a great addition to your team. Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and look at the attack zone now. I do believe that the attack zone is a super good tower to use in Chimps mode. I think I had him classified under A tier in my previous tier list, but after doing some careful consideration, I think that we can actually probably move the tax zone up to an S tier, because if you pair the tax zone much similar to the Avatar of Wrath and the Sub Commander, if you pair the tax zone with Pat Fusty and a top upgrade path monkey village, the tax zone can definitely do some serious damage in Bloons Tower Defense 6, especially in Chimps mode. Prince of Darkness. Now, I'm not even going to go too in depth on him. I know the Prince of Darkness allowed a lot more towers to be used in 2 towers Chimps. On top of that, he's a super cheap tier 5 that you can afford well before round 63, and it will also carry you all the way until round 80 before you need to have some sort of additional popping power in order to assist the Prince of Darkness. So we're going to go ahead and leave the Prince of Darkness up there because he is a great tower to use in Chimps mode. Unstable Concoction. Now, I do know that the Unstable Concoction definitely has a lot more uses once you start getting into more of the expert maps, but at the same time, like, I feel like there's all other towers that you can go with the Unstable Concoction to make it more, or to assist your chimp strats a little bit more than this tower itself. But at the same time, I will go ahead and agree with some of you in the comments below, and I'm going to go ahead and move the Unstable Concoction up from a bottom tier tower up to a B tier tower after doing careful consideration. All right, now we have another banana farm. We're going to go ahead and move that under the double F tier. Now let's go ahead and look at the middle upgrade path bomb shooter. So of course I'm going to go ahead and classify this under an S tier tower because the Moab, Mauler, and Churchill strat as of right now is a very good strat to use on a Chimps mode. It makes a lot of the advanced maps a lot easier to beat. It also makes a lot of the intermediate maps a lot easier to beat as well. So let's just go ahead and move on to the Permacharge. Now, some of you guys didn't agree with where I placed the Permacharge last time. So I'm going to go ahead and I still didn't do too much testing with him, but I'm going to have to take your word because there was quite a few of you that didn't agree with my placement of him last time. I will go ahead and leave him as a B tier tower because I just don't find him as useful as like the Crossbowmaster or like the tax zone or anything like that. Again, if at any point you guys disagree with me, please feel free to let me know in the comments. Please feel free to let me know in the comments below because you guys already know that I'm more than willing to discuss it with you. The MAD Dartling Gunner, guys. I already did my testing with this tower. The tier 3, the tier 4, the tier 5. I think that the MAD is a double S tier tower for the simple fact that this tower does so much damage to the Moab class balloons. It will allow the other towers in your strats to go ahead and finish off whatever other balloons that you guys have. Well, it will allow your towers to finish off whatever balloons that your MAD was unable to pop. So I'm going to go ahead and classify the MAD under a double S tier tower, especially for Chimps mode. The Plasma Monkey, the Fan Club, the middle upgrade path, a Dart Monkey, I'm going to go ahead and stick that under the D tier tower list. It's just because I still don't think he's a good tower. I think he needs a massive rework in order to make him more useful in Chimps mode. Spirit of the Forest, I'm going to go ahead and throw him under a D tier classification as well, just because I think he should be able to do more damage to certain types of balloons. It's just as of right now, I just don't think he's as useful as some of the other towers in Chimps mode. Middle upgrade path Engineer, double S tier, hands down, no debate. I already know if I do not stick this middle upgrade path engineer into the double S tier, I'm going to get all sorts of hate in the comments below. On top of that, I would also agree with you that the middle upgrade path engineer definitely belongs in the double S tier class, especially for Chimps mode. Let me see. Middle upgrade path glue gunner. I'm going to go ahead and stick this under a B tier. I'm going to lower it down from an A tier because if you guys are going to go for a middle upgrade path glue, it would be way better to go for the bottom upgrade path glue because the middle upgrade path glue gunner does not affect Moab balloons, whereas the bottom upgrade path glue gunner affects both small balloons as well as the Moab balloons. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stick him under a B tier classification. Special poperations. I'm going to go ahead and throw special poperations under an A tier class just because we'll leave the special poperations under an A tier classification because it does provide a lot of support. On top of that, once you upgrade it to tier 5, the tier 5 ability is absolutely amazing and extremely good to use, especially in Chimps mode. The Arctic Monkey, we'll go ahead and stick this under the B tier, much similar. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna move it back up to an A tier because you can upgrade the Ice Monkey up to a. Oh wait, no, because a 0, 1, 2 would be more classified under the Icicle Impale than the center upgrade path. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and move the Arctic Monkey down to a B tier classification because unless you upgrade them all the way up to a tier 5, the middle upgrade Ice Monkey is in the same boat as the middle upgrade path glue gunner. Sarbamba. Easy S tier because this is one of those towers. The tier 4 is super cheap. It can basically be used as a safety net for round 95, for round 98, for round 99, for round 93, for round 90. So the middle upgrade path Monkey Ace is definitely, in my opinion, an S tier class tower. Pirate Lord. After reading a bunch of your guys' comments in the last tier video that I did, I'm gonna go ahead and rethink what I thought of the Pirate Lord before. You guys did point out that there are a lot of 2 Megapops challenges that use the Pirate Lord for the main popping tower of the strats. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and move him up to an A tier classification of tower. I definitely moved him up a lot, but at the same time, you guys seemed pretty adamant that the Pirate Lord deserved a better rank. Preemptive Strike. I'm going to go ahead and move the Preemptive Strike up to a double S tier tower. Because the Preemptive Strike, more specifically the first strike, can solo pop a bad balloon, making it a very good support tower for your Chimp strategies. Much similar to the Ground Zero, but at the same time, the Ground Zero is just a little bit less strong than the first strike itself. Middle upgrade path Monkey Village. I'm going to go ahead and move this up to a double S class tower because there are a lot of Chimp strats out there that would not be possible if this tower did not exist, because it gives your towers camo detection, it gives your towers the ability to pop every single type of tower in the game. So I think it goes without saying that the center upgrade path Monkey Village definitely belongs as a double S tier tower. Artillery Barrage Mortar Monkey. So I haven't done a lot of testing with the middle upgrade path Artillery Barrage just yet, but I do want to see how strong they made him since the newest patch. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Artillery Barrage under the same classification as the Master Bomber and the Comanche Commander, because I do think it's a really good tower, but I do need to do a little bit more testing with the tower itself to see exactly how good it's gotten. The Grand Saboteur. Let's go ahead and throw him instantly up to an S tier tower because there are a lot of strats that would not be possible if you did not have the ability of the middle upgrade path ninja. Alright guys, so I'm not going to go too in depth with him because I'm fairly certain you guys would probably agree with me. If you guys don't agree that he's a double S tier, at the very least he is a high S tier tower, hands down. Middle upgrade path sniper. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this under. Let's throw this under the D tier as of now. I did do a little bit of testing with this tower in my free time, and I still do not think it is a super viable tower to use in Chimps mode as of right now. Carpenter Spikes. Much similar to the Preemptive Strike and the Ground Zero. This is a really cheap tower to go for, and it can allow you to experiment a little bit more with different towers and Chimps. That being said, I think the Carpenter Spikes is a double S tier tower because the ability is super. You get the ability back super quick. On top of that, it does affect the entire map in Bloons Tower Defense 6. Middle upgrade path, super. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it under. Let's give it the same respect that we gave the bottom upgrade path, super, and we'll stick it under the B tier classification of tower, just because I do know it has a pretty great ability, but at the same time I feel like it's just a super expensive tower to go for. Blade Maelstrom, easy S tier. I don't think it's a double S tier, even though there are a lot of maps this tower is very good on. Just for the simple fact that you need to have multiple of the same tower, or multiple tier 4s and a tier 5 to make it super good. I don't want to take away from it too much because it is an amazing tower, but at the same time I don't think it's a double S tower like the Carpenter Spikes. Wildfire OP. All I'm gonna say, guys, like, the Wildfire is such a good upgrade. Like, I feel like is easily an S-class tower just from the tier 2, and that's pretty much it. Top upgrade path Alchemist. Hands down, double S. Hands down. No, there will be no debating. The top upgrade path Alchemist is probably the best tower in Bloons Tower Defense 6. Let me see. Top upgrade path Bomb Shooter. I'm going to go ahead and stick this under the same classification as the Bomb Blitz and the Glue Gunner. It does provide a decent amount of stall. On top of that, it does also do a little bit of damage. More glaives. I'm going to go ahead and throw that under the A tier classification as well, because the tier 4 does do massive amounts of damage to ceramic balloons, so it can make rounds like 76 and 63 a lot easier to beat. Ultra Jug. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this tower. I think I had it under an A tier classification before. After doing a little bit more testing, I'm actually gonna move it down to a B tier, because it takes, or you need to have certain maps in order for this tower to be decent in Bloons Tower Defense 6. So I don't want to give it more credit than it deserves, even though it does deserve some credit for the simple fact that there are certain maps that are not winnable unless you use this tower in conjunction with other towers as well. Top upgrade path Druid. I still want to try to come up with a couple of Chimp strats using this tower, but as of right now, it's super expensive, and I feel like it's just not the best, or it's, well, I don't feel, I definitely know it's not the best upgrade path to go for Chimps mode. Sentry Paragon. I did do a video on the Sentry Paragon a little while ago, and the Sentry Paragon actually surprised me a bit. It's not super good because the tier 1 through the tier 4 is absolutely garbage, but the 5th tier Sentry Paragon is actually not that bad of a tower. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a B tier. Top upgrade path glue. I think we went ahead and gave it an A tier classification last time. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an A tier classification in this Chimps tier guide as well. Apache Prime, easy S tier. Really don't need to go too in depth with that. Sky Shredder, S tier as well. If I'm gonna give the Apache Prime an S tier, I have to give the Sky Shredder an S tier as well. Top upgrade path Ice Monkey. I haven't really used it a lot, but I've heard a lot of good things. I do know that it works really well in conjunction with the tax zone, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna give it an A tier classification. Carrier flagship. I'm gonna go ahead and move the carrier flagship up to an A tier because you guys did bring to my attention that the tier 3 destroyer is a very cheap tier 3 to go for. On top of that, it does have a lot of popping power. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and move the carrier flagship up to an A tier tower. Plutonium reactor, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that under a B tier, even though the we're gonna leave the plutonium reactor under a B tier tower, just because like it's good up until a certain point, but as soon as you like pass round 50 or 63, it definitely starts to drop off, even though it does allow your towers to see camo balloons. Top upgrade path Monkey Village. I do know if we did not have the top upgrade path Monkey Village, it would make a lot of the towers that we have up here a little bit less useful. That being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and move the top upgrade path Monkey Village up to an A tier tower because it will end up supporting the tax zone, the Moab Maulers, the Blade Maelstrom, the Bomb Blitz, aka the recursive cluster, and all of these towers we have up here, especially the Icicle Impale. Top upgrade path Mortar. I'm going to go ahead and give it a B tier classification just because I don't feel like it's useful on a lot of maps. Even though it is a very good tower to use, I just feel like there's other towers that are better than the top upgrade path Mortar Monkey. Well, not Shinobi, but Grandmaster Ninja. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an S tier tower here. I do know that we don't have a lot of S tier towers or double S tier towers, but at the same time, I want to reserve double S tier towers for the best of the best, the cream of the crop guys. But I do believe that the Grandmaster Ninja strat is super good. The only reason why I'm not giving it an S tier classification is because if you guys are playing on a mobile device, the Grandmaster Ninja will absolutely fry your device and it will lag your game a lot because of the amount of caltrops and the amount of shurikens that the Ninja Monkey actually has on screen. Triple Moab. Let me see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give the Cripple Moab an A tier classification. I do know it provides a lot of stall, but I think that the middle upgrade path Ninja is a better option to go with. Because the middle upgrade path Ninja slows down all towers on the screen. Top upgrade path, Spike Factory. We're gonna go ahead and give that. I think I had it under an S tier. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an A tier class because even though I know it can destroy round 40 by itself, at the same time on shorter maps like Workshop and Flooded. Well, actually not Flooded Valley because you can't place it on Flooded Valley. I just feel like there are a couple of better options to go with, even though I do believe that this is one of the better options for some maps in Bloons Tower Defense 6, especially on Chimps mode. Top upgrade path, Super Monkey. So for the top upgrade path, the Sun Avatar, I'm going to go ahead and give the Sun Avatar an S tier rating because I do know that the Sun Avatar is one of those towers that can be used as your primary popping power for Chimps mode, especially when you overclock it, you outbuff it, you middle upgrade pass Monkey Village it. It's definitely a very good tower to use in Chimps mode. Alright, so let's look at the Infernal Ring. I'm going to go ahead and give the Infernal Ring an S tier classification because I do believe that the Infernal Ring is one of the better towers to use in Chimps mode because it is extremely strong against many different types of balloons. On top of that, it does have a pretty sweet passive ability. Next tower that we're going to look at is going to be the Archmage. I'm going to go ahead and give the Archmage an S tier classification because the Archmage is definitely very strong to use on some Chimps maps. On top of that, it can also shoot through walls. It has the Shimmer ability, it has the Fire ability. It is definitely one of the better towers to use in Chimps mode. Vengeful Sun God. I added this tower because it is its own separate tower because you do need to sacrifice a bunch of towers in order to get it. I think we all know that the Vengeful Sun God is just a little bit out of reach of being able to obtain it in Chimps mode. That being said, let's go ahead and give it the double F tier. Alright guys, now let's go ahead and get into the heroes of BTD6. So the first hero that we're going to look at is going to be Benjamin. Now when it comes to Benjamin, I know he's a really strong tower, but at the same time, because he loses his primary ability to make you money in Chimps mode, even though he has the Trojan ability, on top of that he has the ability to downgrade a bunch of balloons as they come on screen. I just feel like Benjamin just isn't that effective in Chimps. Even though he does have those two amazing abilities. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give Benjamin the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to go ahead and give him a B tier classification. Next tower we're going to look at is going to be Admiral Brickell. Now, Brickell is one of the towers that is able to buff other towers, more specifically the monkey subs. Pretty much the only tower that this hero's good with. I do feel like she's not a bad tower, but at the same time, I feel like there are better heroes that you guys can use in Chimps mode. I'm gonna go ahead and give Admiral Brickell. I'm gonna give her an A tier classification because she does work pretty well with the monkey substrat. Churchill. Instant S tier. I'm gonna give Churchill an S tier. I know I've talked bad about him in the past, but I've been doing a lot of experimentation with him. That being said, Churchill is very good in Chimps mode. So I'm gonna go ahead and place him under the elite of the elite S tier towers. Etienne. I know you guys probably aren't going to agree with me too much, but I'm going to go ahead and give Etienne an S tier class just because Etienne at level 20 calls in a permanent UCAV. On top of that, at level 6, Etienne also allows every single tower on the field to see camo balloons passively. So I'm going to go ahead and stick him under an S tier class tower. Adora. Now, Adora isn't a bad tower at all. I know a lot of people say that she's a weak hero, and because she's gone through so many nerfs, she really isn't that useful. But in my opinion, I think Adora is actually more useful than Ben in Chimps mode. But at the same time, because of the amount of nerfs that she has had over time, I do feel like Adora is more of a B tier hero. Xxl. Since Xxl can passively pop camo balloons at level 1, on top of that, Xxl can also pop lead balloons, and she also does massive amounts of damage to Moab balloons. I think she is either a super low S tier hero or a high A tier. I'm going to go ahead and give Xxl an A tier. I know in my hero tier list, I think I gave her an S tier, but for Chimps mode more specifically, I feel like Xxl may be more of an A tier hero. Gwendolyn. I'm going to go ahead and give Gwendolyn the same respect that I gave Adora, and I'm going to go ahead and give Gwen a B tier hero. I know Gwen used to be insanely OP, but as of right now, I think Gwen is more of a B tier hero, unless Ninja Kiwi gives Gwen a little bit more of a buff. Oben. You guys already know Oben's one of my favorite heroes in Balloons Tower Defense 6. I'm going to give Oben a double S tier tower. The only reason why I give Oben a double S tier tower is because Oben passively buffs every single magic tower in Balloons Tower Defense 6. Oben also has a Bramble Patch ability. Oben also has his trees that can suck up entire Moabs. Oben has the passive ability to pop lead balloons. Oben also has a attack that can seek out balloons throughout the entire screen. That being said, Oben, in my opinion, I know you guys probably don't agree, but Oben is definitely going to be a double S tier tower for me, myself, and I. Pat Fusty. Easy S tier because he also much similar to Admiral Brickell has the ability to buff towers and increase their popping power. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give Pat Fusty an S tier classification. Quincy. I'm going to go ahead and drop Quincy from a double S tier to an S tier. I know Quincy is one of the best towers in Balloons Tower Defense 6 because he's so cheap and he has some great abilities that he can use, especially his air storms that can solo round 76. But at the same time, Quincy does drop off once you make it past round 90. Striker Jones. I'm going to go ahead and give Striker Jones an A tier class. I do know that Striker Jones works extremely well with the Moab Mauler. But if I give the Moab Mauler an S tier classification, I also have to give Striker Jones an S tier classification as well. The only reason why I'm not giving Brickell an S tier class with the sub commander is just because you can use the sub commander without Admiral Brickell. But alright guys, a little bit more on Striker Jones. As of right now in the current patch, Striker Jones is definitely a great tower to use in conjunction with the middle upgrade path bomb shooter. But alright guys, this is going to be the final setup for my BTD6 Chimps tier list as of the 22.1 update. I do apologize for doing a second video on this. It's just I wanted to do a more in-depth guide on what I personally believe are the best towers in Balloons Tower Defense 6. But all right, guys, I do have one thing I would like a little bit of feedback on. I have an idea to do a BTD6 best YouTuber tier list. I would love to hear some feedback on it. I do know it might be a little bit controversial, but at the same time, I do believe it would be a lot of fun to do. The only thing is I would have to see if a couple of YouTubers were up for it. I would also invite other YouTubers to do the same exact thing that I did. But anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed. If you guys again feel like I misplaced any of the towers, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. I went ahead and moved around a couple of towers after reading your comments. So it was super fun to see what you guys thought of the tier list. Also, on top of that, you guys are really enjoying these tier lists as well. But anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and end it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please feel free to hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe as well. I do upload quite a bit of Balloon Star Defense 6 content. But anyways, guys, you already know what time it is. I hope you guys have the most amazing day of your lives. And I'll see you guys in the next one.